Hello and welcome to another episode of the UCLA Bruins Insider Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Connor Moreno, lead writer for UCLA Bruins on SI. And today we're going to tackle a little bit of notes from through the first week of UCLA's training camp. Obviously, I'm not boots on the ground. I'm doing it remotely right now. Hopefully I can, in the future get out there soon, but as of right now and as for today, I'm pretty much going off of, media availabilities and what the coaches and players are talking about. So today, UCLA's defensive coordinator, Ikaika Malloe, went ahead and spoke to the media. He talked a ton about defense, about, linebackers, some returners, injuries and whatnot. And so today we're going to go ahead and talk a little bit about just notes from the defense, from Malloe and what he's been talking about a little bit. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Let me just pull up my notes real quick. Okay, so there were two defensive lineman returners that really caught Malloy's attention through the first week of camp, and they are Gary Smith III and Keanu Williams. Both of them coming off injuries from last season that kept them out pretty much the entire year. Gary Smith for sure was out the entire year, and Keanu Williams played just the first two games, started the first two games, but then got injured. Malloy said guys that I'm really excited about watching. Guys that I'm really excited about is watching Gary and Keanu come back. They've been chomping at the bit since spring ball, and those guys have really flashed and are what we thought the inside guys should look like. Now, obviously, they're coming back to camp off injuries, so we're not too sure if they're, competing at full strength. But what Malloy said is they can. We want to make sure that they take care, that we take care of our horses, so to speak. So they'll take reps here and there just so they can mentally lock in. The end goal for us is to make sure that they can get to August 30th and be at full speed. August 30th being that first game against Utah. Williams, he's a returner. He's one of the few returners. UCLA kind of revamped his defense through the transfer portal after missing most of the season with an injury. So he started the first two games of last season, as I said, and he was primed for an impactful, year following his first season in Westwood in 2023. In that 2023 season, as a redshirt sophomore, which it was his first season with the Bruins after transferring from Oregon. He played in all 13 games. He started 10 of them. He finished with 14 tackles, half a tackle for loss and half a sack. This season, in his final year of eligibility, he's slated to start alongside Siale Taupaki in the trenches, in that interior defensive line. And then Gary Smith, he's also returning from injury. He's, showing promise. He's a former Duke Blue Devil that transferred to UCLA in 2022. He appeared in 10 games in 2023. He finished with 21 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, and 2 sacks. So he had a really good, healthy season with the Bruins. He's also expected to be a big contributor as we're projecting behind Taupaki and Keanu Williams. Moving on from the defensive line, we go into the secondary where one person, obviously everyone is standing out to Malloy, but one person, one transfer in particular, is standing out because of his leadership, and that is Key Lawrence. Key Lawrence, he's a former Oklahoma Sooner, comes to UCLA. And it's really the leadership that's standing out to Malloy. Here's what he said. He said, in the secondary, Key Lawrence is doing a great job. His leadership skills are stepping up, and you can see it carrying over to the field as well as off the field. In the meeting rooms, he's taking a leadership role there, and players are holding separate meetings by themselves. They're really taking the initiative to grasp this scheme. Key Lawrence, he's yet another transfer from UCLA's overall secondary group, not just the safeties. He comes to the Bruins by way of Ole Miss, but he's also he missed most of last season, so he's in 2023 he played for Oklahoma and ended the season with 44 tackles, 4 TFLs, and 2 interceptions. He's the projected box safety starter and will be one of the more important figures in UCLA's pass defense this season amongst the overhauled group of defenders. Other impactful safeties, you got Cole Martin. He's a transfer from Arizona State. UCLA returner Croy Stewart, and then Brian Threats. He is from UCF, but also from Cincinnati, where he played most of his snaps. He redshirted last season. Brian Threats did. And then Malloe gave us some insight into the linebacker group, which is arguably UCLA's deepest position group on the defense. He did start by highlighting John Vaughns, who he believes is going to step into Carson Schwesinger's boots pretty easily this upcoming season. He said John, first off, he will be set up to do what Carson did already. It's just a matter of belief and confidence. That's what Carson went through, and that's what John has to go through. He had a great offseason, so for him, just going and making plays will be his biggest challenge. He can do it, and it's all really set up for him. Obviously, John has been one of the most consistent figures in UCLA's defense throughout his career. He's returning as UCLA's top linebacker. He used to play baseball, which is where he'd usually be in the springtime. But ahead of this season, he fully committed to football, and that's where he was during the spring, and that's where he's going to be for the rest of his career, presumably. He redshirted last season after playing just 4 games. Over his 48 total games with UCLA, he started in 11 of them, which were all in the 2022 season. Over his career, he has 113 tackles, 64 solo tackles. He has 6.5 TFLs and 1 sack and 2 interceptions. His best season, obviously, was that 2022 season as a true junior, where he started in 11 games and put up 53 tackles and had both of his interceptions. The other people that are standing out to Malloe in the linebacker position group are freshman Juju Walls. He is a true freshman. True freshman Juju Walls. He said Juju has taken a huge step. He was really excited to talk about Isaiah Chisholm. He said Isaiah Chisholm has really found himself now. He's playing way faster, and you can tell he's starting to smile a lot more. You saw him learning the package. And now he's actually putting his best foot forward, and his talent is really starting to show. Another guy that we were all excited about, this is still quoting Malloe, that we were excited to see was Donovan Pello getting back on the field, and he's so athletic, so it's really exciting for us to watch. For me, I'm racking my brain as we speak, because both the secondary and the linebacker coup has really put a decision making for me. Donnie has really made a case for himself that somehow, some way, he needs to get on that field. So Isaiah Chisholm, obviously he's a transfer from Oregon State. He was a prominent figure for the Beavers last season. He finished the season with 75 tackles and forced a fumble in 12 games. But behind John, I do believe that he's one of the prime candidates to really make an impact at the position in the middle of the field defensively. Donovan Pello is coming off an ACL injury that kept him out of all last season. As a true freshman in 2023, he appeared in 5 games, and he finished that season with 3 solo tackles and an 8-yard sack. And then Juju Walls, obviously, he's a 3-star freshman out of the class of 2025. Came to Westwood as the number 53 ranked edge in the nation. Much like the other freshmen at the position, though, we kind of expect him to redshirt unless he continues to, prove that he's taking big leaps in this camp. So maybe he could see the field this season. I don't know. We'll see. But that is about all that we have defensively from camp for UCLA. And mostly Malloe's media availability. So tomorrow I think we're going to hop on with Arizona State on SI writer Kevin Hicks. We're going to talk about a home-and-home series that basketball went ahead and conjured up. So that'll be a fun time. And thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. We'll go ahead and see you tomorrow.